Hey everyone. I wanted to do a quick video. I've been asked by a couple of people to do a video on conventions. So just giving a little feedback on my experience on a couple conventions that I've been through. Been through a lot of them over the years, starting I think in 2011. So, and I've even volunteered too. So anyway, to start out, the pricing of playing around with everything. The pricing of a convention can range between $20 to $50. The most I paid was $50, and that was a Wizard World one, and that has like high celebrities like Chris Evans that plays Captain America will be there, just like big top names. So that's why you pay at least $50 just to get into the convention. Hey, Kitty. This is my first live stream too, yo. So bear with me. The cheapest convention I paid for was like $20, and that was for a horror convention in Dallas, Texas. Like I said, they can range from different prices. That's just the admission to get into the door. You're also looking at parking. If that costs anything, you're going to have to pay to park or whatever. So starting out, I wanted to kind of show y'all some of the pictures of people I've gotten pictures with. Once you get in the door, you can pay like a VIP pass, which is, it can range from $100 all the way to $600. And what that does is get you closer to the celebrities. Like if there's a long line at their autograph table, it just gets you to the front of the line. That's pretty much it. Or you'll get a free autograph or photo op included in it. Just depends on what VIP package you get. I always volunteer. That gets me into the convention for free. And then the photo op is the one thing that you want to get. With a photo op, you are guaranteed a photo. That means, I mean, unless the celebrity cancels, you are going to get your photo. So when they have you in a line and there's the VIP people up front, it doesn't matter if they're up front, you're still going to be able to get your photo. Everybody gets it on the photo op. At their tables, you're just taking a chance if there's a long line, if the celebrity is going to get tired or you're going to be next in line and stuff like that. So my advice would be to first only go to the convention if there's somebody there that you want to see or you want to look at the artists that do all the drawings, comic books, craft tables and stuff like that. That would be my advice, to only go if you're looking at those, you know. So let me start with the photos. Now, the most I've ever paid for a photo, and I'll show y'all, was Stan Lee. And that's a given of why you would pay so much for Stan Lee. But let's see if you can see it. Like I said, this is my first live stream. But this is Stan Lee with my daughters. And it was well worth it. Of course, you can see that he's sitting down. And that was probably about $100. And the photo ops are going to range depending on the celebrity. Anytime Norman Reedus is at any, Katie, if he's at any convention, you're going to pay a lot of money. That's why my advice would be to get a photo op, because you're guaranteed a photo with him, because his table is going to be booked up quick. People, certain celebrities that you want to see, you would need to get there like right when the convention opened and just stand in line. My buddy Sean that goes with us, he likes to get there and he will stand in line for hours. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. So anyway, but that was probably the most I've ever paid was for Stan Lee. And that was probably about $100. And, you know, that's just how it is. Hello, duo, Craig. Y'all nervous. So I'll start with my Walking Dead people first, and then I'll start with my favorites and going down. So with Stan Lee, it's kind of, with the photo ops, you're moved real quick. You're in a little room. They take the picture. You don't touch them. They pretty much go up to you and put their arms around them and stuff like that. And then you'll get people that'll pose with different funny ways, and I'll show you those in a minute if you haven't seen them. But I'll start with my favorite, Mr. Grimes. And believe it or not, it took me probably about 3 years to get this photo, because he would only do like a lottery, which means like as soon as the ticket went on sale, whatever VIPs already got it. Dang, Lacey, I can see what you're talking about, how everybody's comments are moving so quickly. But anyway, he would do a lottery. So as soon as his tickets would be available for the photo ops, it would get sold out quick. So 3 years in a row, I just could not get. I'm like, am I ever going to get this thing? Well, the last year before we knew that he was going to be no longer on The Walking Dead, they opened it up for everybody, and I was able to get it. So as soon as I got the ticket, me and my husband, we booked the plane ticket. I said, we're going to Georgia. So I got this ticket, and yes, I was on cloud 9. So, and that same one, our Houston Astros were in the playoffs. And so my husband got this with Maggie. And like I said, there's certain, you don't ever just grab the celebrities. You just ask them. And 90% of the time, they're real nice about it. But he had asked her to hold this jersey up, and they took the picture. Look at that smile on his face. Boy. And she has flat shoes on. So that's how tall she really is. My husband's pretty tall. Okay, I'm trying to get a good angle. So anyway, and we have a diva in our Discord, but here's the other diva. Miss Michonne. And every convention she goes to, she is dressed to the T. I mean, she's just, no, Polly didn't have any heels on. Oh, Craig. But no, this is, let's see if we can take it out and be better. Yes, better. Anyway, it's been her. I felt like I needed to dress up for it if I knew that she was going to dress up, you know. And then, let's go next. Everyone's favorite, Miss Carol. And she's dressed like, kind of like a bohemian, I guess you could say. And she just hugged me like she was like a grandma and stuff. So many awesome pictures. Thank y'all. This has been over years, though. This wasn't at just one convention. So, but yeah, this is Carol, our queen, our badass. And so like that, you know, I just kind of went up there, and she's the one that she put her arms around me and grabbed me. So you kind of just step back and let them do it, because you don't want to be like a creeper. Craig. And here's the ladies' favorite. This guy right here, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. So when I went up there, the lady that was taking the photos or kind of ushering you in and out or whatever, she's like, don't grab him. And when we took this picture, it was right after he had killed Abraham and Glenn. Sorry if you're not caught up and you just got spoiled. Oh, well. Anyway, when we took this picture, they had the Georgia Police Department in the little booth area with us. People had got their refunds from, photo ops from him. They were just really mean. They just couldn't separate that the actor was not the same as the character. So when I went in there, he had noticed Polly's Wounded Warrior hat because he's got one on too. And so they kind of chat. And I asked him, I said, because usually the celebrity's in the middle. And I asked him, could I be in the middle? And he's like, sure. I mean, pretty much it's, you paid for it, So after that, he had grabbed my arm and he's like, I see what you were doing. He said, you wanted to be between a man sandwich. I said, yep. But he was the sweetest person. I mean, usually they kind of rush you out of the photo op, but he sat there and kind of chatted with us or whatever. It was worth it. Yeah, look at that smile on my face. I'm like, woo. But he's real skinny, no butt. The same with Andrew Lincoln, no butt at all. Poor things, but that's okay. Okay. Is that enough, ladies? You want more? And then remember I said you could kind of get some celebrities that will play around and do some funny pictures with y'all. Get this one out. And this is Jadis and Trash Lady, whatever we want to call her. But you can see that, and that's me volunteering and stuff. So I went last, actually, and I would advise to go last when you do the photo ops. So if the line is long, just wait. Yeah, James, she's real tall. I asked her to do that, but yeah, that's her. Anyway, so I went last and got to chat with her for a few minutes or whatever, and just to hear her accent, it was so cool. But yep. I honestly, y'all, have not come across anybody as far as The Walking Dead that was very rude or anything like that. I know a lot of people have said that, was it Seth Gillian that plays Father Gabriel was kind of rude or whatever. He could be that kind of person. I don't know. Or he could be having a bad day. I'm not sure. But I walked by a couple of times and saw him talking to people, and I didn't, Here's Mr. Abraham. And when we got in this picture, this was also taken right after the death of him in Glenn. And he was actually right next door to Jeffrey Dean Morgan in the thing. So they would just go back and forth and just mess with each other. But when I got in there, I asked them to do the Sasha peace sign, and that's what we're doing in the picture. So, I mean, they're pretty cool with, if you don't ask anything ridiculous for them to do, or, just go in there and just manhandle them, they'll do pretty much whatever you want, because you're paying. But anyway, that's Abraham. Doo-doo-doo. Pretty cool. And then, Katie, you still here? This is a, there's so many more. Yeah, there's many more, y'all. Okay, Katie, I got a good one coming up for you. Okay, so this one is, it's my daughter and her friend. So you got Tyrese, Bob, Herschel, rest in peace. And oh God, I don't know why is his name slipping my mind? Oh my gosh, Grand Theft Auto. Help me, y'all. Help me. I'm having a brain fart. Simon, that's it. Yeah. Well, or yeah, Trevor. Yeah. But anyway, so this was a cool group shot that we took here in Houston. And then that's a zombie shirt that my buddy Sean had made for us. But yeah, he was funny. Another one that's really cool. Okay, Katie, you there? Because you got your good ones coming up. Michael Rooker that plays Merle. Whenever celebrities are going from their table to a break or to get some food or just to take, just take a breather or whatever like that, they usually have a security guard with them, especially Norman Reedus, because women like probably Katie would like to grab them. But Michael Rooker will walk with just one person. And if you're in the crowd on the floor or whatever, he will stop. He will take a picture with you. He will chat with you and whatever. He's not going to say, no, go when I get back to my table, you need to pay. He's not that kind of person. He's probably my favorite out of everybody because he's just so hands-on with all the fans, So, Katie, you ready? The Dixon brothers with my daughters. And this one is 21 today. But yeah, here you go, Katie. They were real cool. And I mean, he was just cutting up the whole time, Is that enough, Katie? Can I move on to the next picture? And they were really cool though. Norman Reedus always goes to the convention with a can of silly string and just candy, and he throws it out to the crowd. I mean, he's real good with the crowd. He'll get them going. One of the conventions I went to in Dallas, him and Jeffrey D. Morgan were there, and it was taking so long because they like to stay there as long as they can and get through all the fans. And it was taking so long that people were just standing. I was waiting for a friend of mine to get a picture with him. And Norman Reedus actually, his line was the only one left. The convention had to close. So they kept everybody in the line because he wanted to make sure that he got everybody taken care of. He actually had pizza ordered and brought in for everybody that was standing in line. So that right there is keeps your fans coming, you know. And I think that was all for The Walking Dead. Now I'll move on to miscellaneous. Okay. So I knew, as you know, getting into doing all this stuff. Hey, Blair. I always wanted to take a picture with Robert Englund and Linda Blair because those were just my favorite as far as the horror convention goes. So I accomplished both. Still yet to get one with Stevie Nicks. It may happen. I don't know. So anyway, so Robert Englund. He was so funny. He had his own pair of the gloves, and he would pose each person how he wanted it. He said, so with you, he said, damn, my boobs are big in this picture. Anyway, he said, I'm going to act like I'm choking you. I was okay. But he was so funny. I actually have Nightmare on Elm Street, the very first one, the original, y'all. He signed the inside of the paper part that's kind of folded on the DVD, and I forgot what he put on there, but it's really, really cool. And when we would talk to him, me and my daughters went to his table afterwards and talked to him. He went into the whole Freddy voice. It was really cool to hear. So there's Robert Englund, and then Linda Blair. This one was cool. This one was taken at the horror convention in Dallas. Looks kind of orange. Anyway, she does a lot for, that's an old shirt. This was like in 2014, way before the TV show Cobra Kai came. So this is an old shirt. But she does a lot for like animal rescues and stuff like that. So that was mainly what she was in Dallas to do, to promote and stuff. But she's real tiny, but she's got some guns. But yeah. Yes, she's from The Exorcist, in case nobody knows or remembers. Pretty hot. She used to date Rick James back in the days. Yeah. And then kind of like Herschel, I'm glad I got this. After I got this next picture done, I think it was a week later he had passed away. In case you young people are watching, the original Batman. So this is Burt Ward. There's Batman and Robin. And there's the Batmobile. Let's kind of move that off to the side. So, and they were pretty much, you can see how old they were right there. They had to sit down, you know, to take the picture. But yeah, Robin, damn Robin, yep. So, let's see. Let's go with my Sons of Anarchy. Any fans out there? Not yet, duo. Sons of Anarchy. Anybody know Tig? This is Kim Coates. He was in Resident Evil. He's been in a lot of films. So it's my sister. This is Eileen, y'all. Eileen. But this is Kim Coates. He played Tiggs on Sons of Anarchy. He was a ladies' magnet, and not in a freaky or perverted way. He was really kind of like Michael Rooker. He was really good with the ladies. So there's Tiggs. Oh, no. You can stay, duo. I'm not going to spoil anything or say anything about any of these people. You can stay. Let's go to this one. You can like or hate. I ain't going to tell you anything about this person in case you have not watched Sons of Anarchy. But this is Opie. He plays Opie on Sons of Anarchy, Brian Hurst, but he also plays Beta on The Walking Dead. And Lacey or Steve, I'm not sure which one of y'all are watching, but I have flat shoes on. That's how tall he is. Yeah. And I caught him when he was in Houston. I caught him at his table and got an autograph from my sister for Mother's Day. And I chatted with him for maybe 20 minutes before anybody else walked up there. And that's how most of them are. If they don't have a long line, or if you're waiting to talk to them, wait till the line goes down and just go up there. And they'll sit there and chat with you, especially Sean Patrick Flanery. Katie's still there, right? Yes. And here's my favorite from Sons of Anarchy. Charlie Hunnam. He is, duo, if you're not watching, he is the main person. His name is Jax Taylor from Sons of Anarchy. That's all I'm going to say, so I won't spoil it for y'all. But, oh, look, ladies. He is such a sweetheart. He's another one that has no butt. Man, my butt looks good in that picture, though. Must be the jeans. But he has no butt. He's real tiny. Yeah, that one was a cool one. Yes, Blair. Charlie boy. And I have to tell y'all a quick story before I keep moving on. The last convention I went to here in Houston, at which the pandemic tour that we were all supposed to go to together this past October in Georgia, I volunteered there because, like I said, you get in there for free. You know, you just do a couple hours, whatever. And I was assigned to work Jon Bernthal, that plays Shane from The Walking Dead. I was assigned to his table. So I was told to just kind of corral the people, you know, keep them in line. If a VIP come up there, you know, I got to move them up to the front and stuff like that. And at that point, I had not watched The Punisher. But now I've already seen The Punisher. I can kind of understand the whole what was going on at his table. So everybody that came up there that was military, I was also in charge of taking people's cameras or their phones or whatever and taking the picture with John with the, you know, the fan or whatever. So he shook my hand. He was so nice, y'all. Oh my God. He's not a Shane in person. But every military person that would come through there, he would stop and he would give them free photos, autographs, or a free photo with him. And he would sit there and chat with them. It could be like 20 minutes at a time. He was thanking them for their service, getting their stories. I mean, it was so cool. And then once I went home and I started watching The Punisher, I saw what they were meaning, because he's a military guy. I won't spoil it in case the duo or somebody else starts watching it. But Jon Bernthal plays a military person in there. So it was just so cool to see that. I had been standing there for about 6 hours, and I told the volunteer lady, I'm like, I'm done for the day. And so she said, well, you need to wait. And so she went up there to tell Jon Bernthal, like, you know, your volunteer, point toward me, you know, she's done for the day. Do you need anything else for her to do? And he's like, yeah, I need her to come back to the front of the line. I'm like, what? He asked me to pick out any photo from his table, because when you go to their tables for the autographs, they have all these different pictures set up. So for Jon Bernthal, he'll have a stack of pictures from different ones to choose from The Punisher, different ones from the Walking Dead, or whatever movies or show they're in, and you pick out whichever one you want them to autograph. So I picked out one for The Walking Dead, and this is it. And so he signed this for me for free. And he said, I'm not done. He said, you got to get a picture with me. He said, I appreciate you standing there for 6 hours and, you know, just helping me out and stuff. And I thought that was so cool, because once you are upgraded into, instead of just taking admission tickets from everybody as a volunteer, when you're upgraded to somebody's table like I was, I just happened to, nobody was there at the time. They automatically keep you on that list, and they check with the celebrity, like, how did that volunteer do and stuff like that. And I got an A+ from him. So he's all right in my book. But I thought that was cool. I got the photo autograph from him, and then a photo with him that I have somewhere on my Facebook page. But that was really cool. And just the way he was with all the military guys, that was really cool. And then Sean Patrick Flanery's table was right next to him. He's a Texas boy, so we were just chit-chatting for the longest time, you know. Katie, you still there? Here's another one with the Boondock Saints brothers. And this one was at a Wizard World one. That was the expensive one that I was talking about, whatever. There's guys that will they go to the convention, they know them two are going to be there, and there's going to be a photo op. They'll wear just the robe, just like they did in the Boondock Saints at one scene, and they'll get on their knees and have them point like fake little guns at them. They'll recreate different scenes from there, but that's really cool. But anyway, yeah, Katie, I think that's the last one in Norman Reedus I have. So there you go. And then just a plain one with Flanery and me and my girls. And then my Boondock Saints shirt. And then I had just me and him. So that was back in my single days. Craig, you still there? Okay. So if anybody's watched The Mandalorian, Revolution, let's see, The Boys, and I think most of y'all would remember him mainly as Gus from Breaking Bad. So when I took this picture of Giancarlo, I had not watched Breaking Bad yet. On his table where his autograph was, there was a green box cutter there, and it says, "Have your throat slashed by Gus." And so I never knew what that was all about. After, years later, I watched, Breaking Bad, but I saw what that meant. But when we took this picture, me and my daughter, we watched the show Revolution. And this was the face he always made when he was about to kill somebody or do something bad. So I asked him, he said, ladies, what y'all want? And I said, well, I want you to make that face you make in Revolution when you're about to kill somebody. He said, okay. He took his glasses off, and then that's the outcome. It was really cool. And he's another one that will sit there and chit chat with you as long as there's not a full line with him. But yeah, he was really nice. I'm not sure if anybody would know this, but if you've seen the Spy Kids, a lot of Tarantino movies, was it Planet Terror and all that? Once Upon a Time in Mexico, Desperado, all those are all by Robert Rodriguez. He works a lot with, like I said, those were all his films. He works a lot with Tarantino on stuff. And he was actually in Dallas because he lives in Austin, Texas. A lot of his films, his studio and all that is all in Austin, Texas. So he comes to a lot of our conventions or whatever. But he was doing something for No Kid Hungry or something like that. But that's him. He smells so good, y'all. Yes, Craig. I'm pretty much in all the pictures. My daughter, my oldest one, started watching a show years ago, and she's like, have you ever heard of this show? And I just looked at her because I'm like, yeah, I've heard of it. My dad raised us on this show, and when she was telling me about this guy she had to go and meet, I'm like, that is not the doctor, but this is her doctor. So we drove all the way to New Orleans to a convention up there for her to get Matt Smith's picture. And of course, she had to get the little shirt, whatever. But yeah, and he's very, very tall. No, James, we were going to go to one of the Game of Thrones one, but they had all got canceled or whatever. But yeah. She wanted to move to England. I mean, she was just all about Matt Smith. But yeah. And I got one more left. Now, I've heard from a couple people that this is my last one, y'all, that this next person was rude to them, but I can kind of see the way he talks. Maybe he could be rude to some people, but he was real funny with us. So when me and my oldest daughter took this picture with him, he said, I'm going to pose us like a family portrait. So, Mr. Bruce Campbell. So if you watch Ash versus Evil Dead or any Evil Dead movies and stuff, that's him. And they actually have the car from the movie. They actually bring around kind of like one of the ones from Back to the Future. They bring them around to conventions, and they get donations to kind of help, transport them around. So the Evil Dead car, I've actually got a picture sitting inside of it. But yeah, it's real cool. Like I said, it just depends. I would only advise going to a convention on somebody that you really like. Really, Polly, get out of the chat. Y'all ignore the PQ. Anybody want to re-see? No, that's not Glenn Campbell. Bruce Campbell. Anybody want to see a picture I showed again? Maybe you missed. If that's Steve, that's not Glenn Campbell. So I'm not going to say smash that bell because that's been taken. But I guess ring that bell, like the song. But leave me a comment. This was my first. Did you have anyone with Glenn? No, my daughter Taryn actually got a picture with him, like with my camera. She got a picture with him, and he signed one of her pop heads. So we've got a couple of those, like just other ones that I've taken that weren't photo ops. We just stumble up on them and stuff. Like I got one with Tara, because she had nobody at her table, and she was just spunky. She had her hair like kind of like Princess Leia. She had Converse on, ripped jeans. I mean, she was laid back, just chatting with us. But yeah, there's plenty more. Want to destroy that bell, whack that bell. I'll play around with all those bells. But if there's not anybody else that you want to relook at, I'll show this one again. Then I guess I will get off. Can't stop looking at this one. I mean, come on. So, smash that bell. Oh, yeah, I guess I could take that smash that bell from The Incredible Hulk or whatever. Anyway, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this one. This was one of the list of many topics that I kind of want to do videos on, but I was asked to do this sooner, so I moved it up the list. Really, Craig? If y'all don't have any more questions or about the conventions or anything like that, or even after I get off, just put it in the comment below, and I will see y'all on Discord, because it looks like everybody in here is from Discord. But anyway, talk with y'all later.